The timeline of an empath, part 1 and part 2, starts a bit like this: concrete jungle of not much fun, and then health. At some point we do need to recognise the amount of collateral damage there is when you don't take care of you. People get punished, and I know because I am one, and equally I've worked for 30 years across populations globally. The damage is enormous. It's very expensive to be unhealed, and to be fair, empaths are the worst. The amount of things we enable in other people, it's dangerous not to know your limits, your yeses and your nos. And I say dangerous because if we can't appreciate the word no, it goes from people taking a bit of advantage to the worst things you can ever imagine happening to us. So fibro, cancer, irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis, hair pulling, anxiety, depression, burnout, adrenal fatigue, headaches, migraines. The body never lies. Diabetes. It's too sweet, or not sweet enough in your life. And if you have kids, no disrespect, because we're groomed for this. Literally, our culture cashes in on the fact that we don't know about psychology, we don't know skills for behaviour and communication. So if you got kids, which there's a load over there acting out, they will either really be angry and resentful towards you as an unhealed empath because you've got no boundaries, which means they don't feel safe and secure in your presence because there's nothing consistent. So either they'll want to punish you or be like you. So with kids, if you've got kids who are bulimic, issues with food, spending, lying, attracting partners who are abusive, undermining, etc., there's very little money that comes in for empaths who are unhealed because you'll sabotage it, overcompensating for a lack of self-worth. So the kinds of things people suffer with later in life, the fibros of the world, then you think it's a physiological issue, which it isn't. The body's on your side. When we can't speak openly, put words to it, or if it's unconscious, the body sticks up for us to say there's a problem here. And then you end up taking medication, which is just fabulous, because then we're giving more trillions to the pharmaceutical companies who are waiting there ready with bated breath for you to go to a GP doctor who's going to usually and unfortunately medicate you rather than ask, what is your interpersonal relationships like? How are you eating? How are you sleeping? What do you do for your mental health? We all have mental health, and we're not very mentally well in our culture. The way you talk to you, the way you bat away compliments, the way you get obsessive about giving, compulsive people pleasing, the most acceptable addiction in our culture, says Robert Lefevre, who's a world expert in addiction. People suffer because we don't know how to say yes and no. So whilst we're avoiding actually doing the healing that we require, we can then blame our unavailable parent, our toxic ex, somebody who cheats on you. It's all for our greatest growth and expansion. If anyone knows about this, it's me. Most people, the toxic empath way, helping professions and so on, what we do when we're not good at boundaries is not only do we let people be disappointed in us because we're attracting clients who don't know their worth, then we reinforce it because we don't know ours. So everybody's getting punished. Meanwhile, we're in denial. No, I'm a giver. Fundamentally and true to your core, you will be. However, the way we do it is the problem. So we get to decide. However, empaths are notorious for, I don't want to look at me and my weight issues and my chronic depressions and burnout and so on. I'm going to blame someone else. It's just the way it is. And that is enormously avoidant. And the problem is, of course, you're always going to be the baby walking through life as an adult that never gets attention, because you're spending all your time breastfeeding everyone else, enabling everyone else, none of whom will respect you because they can feel energetically that you're not walking your talk. You don't have boundaries. So why would they listen to you? However, they will listen to you, because otherwise they'd have to go and pay an actual professional. And if you are an actual professional who's over-identified with giving and not understanding the law of reciprocity, then my challenge for you would be, are you in good therapy and clinical supervision? And if it's a no, lots of people do it. A lot of therapists don't get support, and coaches, of course. The tough bit there is it's an unregulated field. So whilst there's some excellent coaches, a lot of coaches get away with telling everybody they're a therapist, meanwhile never having had any, certainly not that's appropriate, because if we do and when we do, we give from the overflow. We earn good money and we do good things for other people. Nice people are manipulative people. There's always a mask. I'm fine. Good people know how to care for themselves, and their relationships reflect it. Healthy relationships with people who appreciate you because you appreciate you. So if anybody's undermining you, treating you terribly, disrespecting you, and so on, there will be a pattern of it, obviously. However, would you like to do something about it? Because empaths rarely do. They spend their whole life with chronic fatigue or whatever else it is, thinking that they can do nothing about it, and that's devastating to me. There's everything you can do about it, and it's called taking ownership of what you're doing, what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, and how you're behaving, the words coming out of your mouth, the things you say yes and no to, the things you eat, and so on. We don't know this because our culture grooms us not to, and equally the parenting we've had, unfortunately, however we get to thank them, sets us up on this path. And whenever we decide, you put the work in, it can be, okay, I'm sick and tired of being treated this way. So you start to look in the mirror and see who actually is the villain in the story. I have a program on this. It's called Thrive Boundaries Mastery. You're very welcome to it. It's pay what you can. The top of here, there's a link tree, Thrive. And if you'd like coaching, Sundays we have coaching here at 7 p.m. British Standard Time, UK. Share, go gently. We're robbing the world of the best of us when we're in our toxic, unhealed place. And the thing that most empaths don't realize is you're causing a lot of damage, transgenerationally. I don't want to be in a courtroom with yet another kid whose parents never taught them boundaries, and therefore they've got into X, Y, and Z problems, and it's absolutely crushing. We get to change the trajectory of all of this because we start realizing the world's been gaslighting us, you're gaslighting you, and everybody else is a victim because we have decided, oh no, I don't need therapy, I've done the work and all the things. If we've done the work, our relationships will reflect it back. Equal, loving, compassionate, healthy. It's not that. If there's anybody in your life treating you poorly, including your dog, not my dog, then that's a pulse check on your health. We get to have a good life, all of us. So if this is useful, please share for other empaths who get to really, for once, have beautiful things for themselves. Follow, like all the things, and I shall see you again. Sending love.